Now, in studio this morning, we're joined by IEC's Mr. Courtney Sampson to discuss just how important it is to vote. And thank you very much for joining us this morning, sir.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Good morning.
So, of course, with the municipal elections coming up, it is a pretty big deal, a chance for South Africans to make a mark and make a difference. But there is a school of thought that voting doesn't make a difference, it's not relevant. What would you say to that?
Look, we have a proportional representation system running in our country, which means that every single vote counts. So it counts to a party, even if you vote for a ward candidate, that vote also amounts to a vote for a party if that person is a representative of a party. Mm-hmm. If it's an independent candidate, it sits there with the independent candidate. But also the voter turnout is part of the formula to determine how many seats a party gets. You know, so it's very important for people to understand that every single vote is of significance because it will be taken into consideration in the ultimate allocation of who gets what seats.
Yeah. And to those who might say that a no vote is better than a vote, what would you say to them?
I would say, you know, we've worked so hard to get all these ballot papers ready, train people, and all the voting stations open and getting them ready. Now, I think on a more serious note, you know, this is hard won stuff. This is stuff that we have been needing to do for a long time in our country, and this is our voice. I mean, if we can't bring out our voice at a time like this, when are we going to do it? Yeah. So I think this is a symbolic gesture of significant proportions, so that we go there and make the cross and say, look, I'm part of South Africa. I'm here. I'm in it. I'm going to play my part, and then after that to follow it up with some action. Yeah.
And speaking of that, I think it's about that action that we need to take, and voting is the first part of it. People like to say, if you don't vote, then don't complain.
I hear that very often. But I also know that even if people vote or even if they don't vote, they'll still complain. I think there are a lot of complainers out there. But I think the vote actually opens the door for us also significantly to be able to hold our elected representatives accountable. Yeah. And I think that's the next step. I think so if we go to the polls now, we make our mark, we participate in this election, I think it gives us a greater sense of being able to hold people accountable.
Absolutely. And it is our responsibility to hold those that we vote into leadership accountable, and that vote is the first step in doing so. And as I said earlier on, the municipal elections are but 2 days away. So give it a think, you know, think about who you're supporting, the reasons why you're supporting them, but most importantly, make your mark this coming Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Mr. Sampson. Well, lads, I know that you guys are going to be voting, right? Ewan, you said you're going to be voting if you're not shooting on the day.